Welcome. I just wanted to make a video on how to make $100,000. Why is this important to me? Because I feel like six figures is kind of the cornerstone for hustling. And who is this video for? It's really for entrepreneurs and people who have a product or service. I don't feel like this advice would necessarily work on the workplace. So if you have a business or side hustle, this information is for you. And really, who am I? My name's JD, owner of Part of the Culture, and I've been able to build a couple of six-figure businesses. I've built a Airbnb business that did six figures. I've built an eBay business that did multiple six figures. I've built a clothing business that's done multiple six figures. So I've built a few companies, a vending machine business that's done six figures. At one point, our business was doing over $250,000 a year. That's a lot of snacks that were sold. So I've been able to have a couple of six-figure businesses, and I just want to share how I was able to do that and just give some game on how I was able to do that. I feel like that's the cornerstone of my teaching business. Let's just get right into it. If you could get six figures off of watching this YouTube video, then everybody would get to six figures. And I start by saying that action is the most important thing in this scenario, meaning that anything you hear, if you don't take action on it, you're not going to get to six figures. And so I just want to start with like one of the stories that really helped me as an entrepreneur. And it's about an Asian man who sold real estate. And he was fresh in this country. He didn't have the best English. It was actually a little bit broken. But what he did was he went door to door and he knocked on 100 doors every day trying to buy or sell a home. And after 5 years, he was a millionaire. And I tell that story because that's pretty much all it takes. Like, I think that we look for all these grandiose things to make six figures, but just that consistent day in work until you reach your goal is what it's going to take. And so I just wanted to start there. And so for me, if I remember my eBay business, I tell that story about how I made over $250,000. In there, I took a course. It was $67. It was 67 Steps by Ty Lopez. And all he said was, if something's working, double down on it. But what I did every single day is I put probably 10 new products on eBay every single day. This guy, Alex Hermosi, he talks about reaching out to 100 people. And so that is another gem that I will give. The 100 doors, reaching out to 100 people. And so what I actively do in my shirt business, which does six figures, is I do two things. Before reaching out to anyone, I close all deals that are in front of me. And so what does that look like? So I'll just give you, like today, for example, I had 3 or 4 projects. I had a high school that wanted a quote. I went over the quote with my business partner. We sent that out. I had a basketball camp. He hit me this morning. He said, hey, can I get shirts by Friday today? This recording is Tuesday. I said, yeah. I mocked up. We had a different design for his camp that was last week, and so we tried to use it. It didn't look good, so I actually went in with AI, whipped up some mock-ups, and that got approval. So that was 2 different camps I did. As soon as I get off of here, I actually have to go hang out with my family. But the next project, I have a buddy who owns a gym, and he actually launched a new business. He needs some mock-ups. So I make sure to do all of those things. But also, there's other people who I've sent out quotes for and things like that for. So I reach out to those people. If my business is slow, I'll go through all of my invoices and see what customers I had, and I actually reach out to all of them. But at the end of that tunnel is money. And so if I can close, we'll say my average deal profit is like $300, $200 to $300. I do smaller deals and I do bigger deals. But we'll say on average, each deal, I might profit $300 before taxes. If I can close 3 deals a day, that's $900 a day in profit. So if you can make $900 a day, we'll say $1,000 a day, that's $350,000 a year. I'm not doing $900 a day consistently, but I do have days where I make $2,000. I have days where I make $300. I have days where I make nothing. But on average, I'm running this play, and so on average, I gross about $1,000 a day. What my profit is maybe $300. Who knows? At the end of the year, it changes every year because obviously it's a business. And so, elements change. Pandemic, Airbnb was busier. Summertime vending's busier. Shirts go crazy, and I'm kind of all around because wintertime they buy hoodies, and in the summertime they buy their tanks and t-shirts. But I reach out to people. I think a lot of people want to post a video on Instagram and that be it. I actively reach out to people. I think this was a game changer for me, was to reach out to people. If I have a new drop, what I'll do is I'll set an alarm for, say I'll do like a pre-sale for 1 week. I'll set an alarm and reach out. I'll DM everyone I know for 30 minutes, and then I'll go into my cell phone and I'll text everyone I know for 30 minutes. Because a lot of times you'll do a drop, and when it's done, people are like, how come you didn't tell me about it? Or I didn't even know you did that. And so more so than try to sell people, I just try to make people aware of what I have going on. I have a new book I'm about to release, and I have a Deadpool drop that I'm supposed to release. I don't know if I'm going to release it. I might do like a super limited release. That's neither here nor there. So that's the first real gem, is the 100. Reach out to 100 people every day, and in 5 years, you'll for sure be hitting 100K. I think it would happen much quicker. I think even in a year, you could honestly hit 100K if you have a business or service or a product that you have. And if you show it to 100 people every day, and if you have good profit margins, you should be able to hit your 100K. I already talked about the second principle, which is kind of, I put action over learning. And I've actually gained some weight. I've gained some muscle. And really, it's the same principle, but kind of wrapped up in a different way. I couldn't gain weight. I couldn't get my arms bigger. It's because I was kind of going to the gym. I was kind of doing this. And I have, there's a dude, shout out to Wes Watson, and he has a principle called don't miss. And in that principle, he just goes to the gym every single day. And he even goes on Sunday. I take Sundays off. But just following that principle of just going to the gym every single day, I was actually able to gain the weight I wanted to gain and gain the muscle that I wanted to gain. And so really what that is you can watch every YouTube video, you can watch this video, you can listen to every podcast, but it really just took me more so than any video. I have 2 programs I follow. They're just little PDFs. And I go through all of one, and then I go through all the other one. And if I'm like super tired, I'll just do a 30-minute treadmill walk. But the point of that story is that just consistent action got me my results. So you can plan, but if you just reach out to those people and take action, you're going to hit your goals. And the last principle I'll talk about to get to your 100K is to serve first, money later. One thing with me is even like the basketball coach, before he even purchased, or I didn't even worry about the money, I knew he needed a design. I'm a designer. I didn't say, hey, send me some money and I'll send you a design. It wasn't like that. There was a chance that he didn't like the design and we couldn't do the deal, but I went and I whipped up the design and I sent it to him. It's dope. I might show it, I might not, but it came out super clean. And I sent that and he wound up saying, hey, I love it. Let's actually do the deal. But I always serve first. There's so many times where even in my brand, I don't just make a shirt, but I'll bring awareness to people's brands. I'll sit down and interview people for their brand. I always go above and beyond, and I try to serve first and receive the money later. Actually, there's so many things that I do for people where it's not even necessary. Like if you do cut and sew for me, most people are going to charge you for the tech pack and the mock-ups and all of these things. I don't charge for those things. A lot of people who get shirts from me, I put extra shirts in there. And so I'm always this video. Like, you guys aren't paying me to make this video, so I'm serving my community. I'm elevating my community. And maybe one person might watch this and hear that I'm talking about clothes and purchase shirts for me. Whether that happens or it doesn't, I still serve first. It doesn't matter. That may not happen. I may not make money off of this. I'm not always selling. When I'm trying to bring I'm not afraid to sell because I have a good product and I have good services. So I'm not afraid to bring those to the marketplace. And it's how you keep the business going. I have to pay my staff. I have to pay my team. So I have to charge money. So those are the 3 principles. There's so many more. My favorite thing, like a bonus, is really master SAM, sales and marketing. It's really, everybody says it's marketing first, sales come later. So you have to market yourself. You have to brand yourself, but you can't just do the marketing and no sales. You can't just do the sales and no marketing. They go hand in hand. Boy and girl, you know what I mean? It's a weird thing to say in 2024, but they go hand in hand. And so that's kind of my bonus. And really just study, outlearn everyone, but also outwork everyone. If you literally create a product and reach out to 100 people every day, and you do this for the next 5 years, you'll be ahead of everybody. And that's all I did. I literally just close all deals that are in front of me, and I reach out to as many people as I can. But and here's the cool part, here's the bonus. The guy who probably reached out to 100 people, after a while, you have so much business coming in, you don't have to reach out to anybody. So many people are reaching out to you every day that if you're just taking care of those people, you'll bring in 6 figures, if not more. And another bonus is once you bring in all this money, yes, focus on the business at hand. And I always say, like, if you have, like for me as a shirt business, one of the mistakes I made was branching out to other businesses before putting $100,000 in the bank. And so, yes, I still have, my big 3, I call it teaching, vending, and clothing, but that's all I do now. I used to do video services for people and this over here and this over that. And no, all I do is vending, clothing, and teaching. And I almost cut the teaching business, but it's a huge passion of mine, so I don't want to cut it. But focus and run your business up to 100,000 in the bank before you start venturing out into all these other things and master your craft. That's pretty much what I would say on how to make 100K. I hope you found value in this. Again, my name's JD, owner of Part of the Culture. You can follow me at Part of the Culture on Instagram. Just go to partoftheculture.com and you'll see any links and any information that you need. If you wanted shirts, you can reach out. Just go to partoftheculture.com and it has all of my information there. But I hope you found value in this. I'm going to try to do more of these at least once a week. But yeah, Part of the Culture, signing out. Yeet.